Yeah, I got it on Wikipedia. Came in perfect
Hopefully,
timing, Mark. All right, let's do it.
hopefully this shit
Go ahead,
works.
Steven.
Keeps going down for whatever reason.
All right, so
Come
we
on,
got
Steven.
4 people.
Hey, Steven, we're live now.
All right, we're live. Welcome to the Sexiest Man Alive. It's not my channel. It's on the TTC Face Off, but I will be uploading this to my channel. We're going to do a SummerSlam predictions today with my guests. We only got 4, but we may have some more coming in later. But as of right now, we're just going
Yeah,
to start the show. What?
apparently we're missing somebody. Remember how we always have Kev's point of view in here, but I guess he had to go to sleep or
And
something.
that's a fan favorite, too. Everybody's going to miss old Stone Cold Kev Williams, but it's okay. As soon as he gets back in, he'll be in
Yep.
on the next prediction, or we'll do a review on probably Sunday night or Monday morning if you guys want to do one then. And
Oh, and don't forget we got the TTC wrestling thing tomorrow, so don't forget about that. We'll have it on Kev's point of view's channel.
okay, all right. So we're going to go ahead and introduce the guest for this. This is his first time on here, and it's, how do you say your name?
Tylone Montana. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce it?
Tylon, Montana.
Tylone Montana.
All right. All
Who's
right.
Kevin?
We got a Chargers guy on here.
Hey, how you doing? Is that Dylan?
We got a San Diego Chargers guy on here. What's going
I
on?
think I accidentally sent him the link. That's what happened. I accidentally sent Dylan the link. So
Well, Dylan, if you don't know anything about wrestling, then this might not want to be the show for you, buddy.
yeah, Dylan.
Wrong person sign off.
Hell, son, let me tell you something about your damn podcast. I come on here and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and if you do this again,
yeah,
I'm going to
that's
drop him the
what's
second
up.
time you calling in.
This is the man right here. This is the fucking man. Stone Cold
Yep,
Impersonator 101.
Kev, is that you?
You goddamn right, it's me. You need to stop flapping your little gums before
I'm
I
here.
come down to Wisconsin and stomp you in a mud hole in your ass.
All right, so we got ourselves a show now.
Woo!
All right.
And Terrence just joined us.
Yeah. When did you guys just started right now, or like
Yeah,
a while ago?
We just started.
Sweet.
All
I
right,
just
so
came from.
Steven, let's get to the first match since we're all so far everybody's in
All
here.
right,
If anybody
Matt's
else,
going to be hosting the show because he's got the match card with him. I don't.
all right, it's not. I'm not saying it's by the list of how the matches are going to go by first or second. But on the first side, it says Sheamus versus Cesaro, and I think this match is going to be pretty interesting. I think they had a pretty heat up rivalry, and I think they had pretty good matches on Raw. So we'll start with you, Kev. Who do you got winning this match?
I tell you what, I really don't give a rat's ass about Sheamus and his stupid little fucking haircut. But I'll tell you this, I like Cesaro. He's bald like me. And if I had a chance, I'd go in there and stomp the mud hole on both their asses and walk them dry.
Oh, so who do you got winning then?
Cesaro. I think he's got a lot of
Cesaro's gonna win?
skills, son.
All right, how about you, Steven? Who you got winning this fight?
All right. Well, first of all, there's some things I wanted to say about this. Did y'all hear Mick Foley said this was the best of 7 and it was starting at SummerSlam? You know where they got that from, right?
Are you talking about the best of 7 where they had?
Yeah, you know where they got the best of 7 series. I'm gonna let one of y'all guess. Take a wild guess without googling it. Where did they get the best of 7 series
John
from?
Cena Booker T fight at Great American Bash, wasn't it, or something?
It was the
Benoit.
Booker T, Chris Benoit.
Benoit feud.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
That happened like in 2000, late 2005, 2006 for the United States Championship on
I thought
SmackDown.
it was John Cena.
Then
Well,
they
they had
did
a
it in
best.
the 90s with Benoit and Booker T in WCW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been 10 years ago, man. Man, I feel old.
So it's gonna be a best of 7 match, or just gonna be
Yeah,
a
it's gonna be
regular
the
one-on-one
best of 7.
match?
This is my question. Why didn't already start the series before and then just let the SummerSlam be the deciding game? Because you know they're going to go to 7. That's how they're going to book a 7-game series. That's how they did the
Yeah,
last. They're going to book a 7 games because you know whoever scores the final pinfall wins the series, or it can go either way. Versus if you're down 3 games to none and the other guy wins the match, then it just continues. So they're going to build it to a 7-game series. My question is, what is the point of this 7-game series crap? Like, what is the purpose of it?
To be a
Yeah,
great
just to
Who's the
wrestler.
better stiff guy? I don't know. I just don't get it.
I mean, but like, what purpose? There's no title. There's no number 1 contendership. I mean, like, what is the purpose? Does this serve? And then how are the other 6 matches booked after SummerSlam? Because SummerSlam is fight 1. So how do you book the rest? What, every Raw after that?
The
Yeah.
only
There
real
is just so much
question here
wrong
is
with
who's
this
actually
match.
going over in this match.
I mean, I would rather have them have. I would rather have these guys have an Iron Man match. I mean, why don't you just do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Have an Iron Man match. That'd be better.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's no purpose in this match anyways, man. It's
But
not
if it's
even
a
like,
best of 7 series, you guys all think it's gonna
I
go
got
down.
Sheamus to win fight one, and I'll let the next guy talk because I've talked for too long.
Yeah, Sheamus will win fight 1.
yeah, Sheamus. Sheamus is gonna win.
Whoever said whoever Iron match, please no. The 30 minutes of Sheamus and Cesaro, fuck no. Just no.
Yeah, I
My
agree
prediction is
with you
Sheamus
too.
for the first. For the first.
You guys do know it's gonna be a best out of 7. They're gonna make it
So you're
7.
gonna watch 7 matches as opposed to just one Iron Man match for like maybe 30 minutes.
They have to make the matches a lot shorter then, because it's gonna be long as fuck if they just have it like 10 minutes each match. I don't know how they're gonna do that if they're doing best of 7, or go all 7 matches.
This is the match you give to Sheamus. I just don't understand this. Are they just trying to get They're trying to get a "this is awesome" match out of Sheamus.
Now remember, Talon, they did give Sheamus the Money in the Bank last year. They're doing with Sheamus the same thing they did with that British guy with the bull hammer.
Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett.
They're doing the same thing with him they did with Wade Barrett, giving these guys like too many chances, you know?
Too many chances. Like, he's just.
By the way, can you guys hear me by any chance?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
I don't even know why they gave him the title last year. It was pointless.
So, Talon, who you got to win this match?
I really want to give it to Cesaro, but I have a feeling that Sheamus will win. So I'll go with Sheamus.
Alright, so I'm the last guy who haven't picked.
Angry Mark?
Yeah, Mark, who you got? Mark?
We'll go with Terrence then.
I go with Sheamus. Sheamus is gonna win. There's no point in Cesaro winning. Well, I guess they can have him Cesaro win, but then again, Sheamus needs a win, and you don't want to make Sheamus look weak. So
No, I think here's what I think is going to happen. I think Cesaro is going to win 4-3, best out of 7.
Hey, here's another thing too. Who says this whole thing is gonna go all 7 matches? For all I know, it's probably go to 5 or 6 instead of all 7.
They'll make the match a lot shorter. They'll do a finisher move and just make it go quicker.
Yeah, that's true.
They could do that, but I mean, if they're gonna do it make it all the matches long as fuck, then it kind of makes no sense to go 7 because you're basically wasting so much time.
They should do. They should actually have maybe for a loser leaves Raw stip, and here's why. Because you heard Cesaro not being thrilled on being on Raw, and Sheamus wants to be used better. So you might as well make this mean something, and why not just be a loser leaves Raw match or something?
Then it'd be perfect timing for Cesaro to go to SmackDown then, because then Shane McMahon could take him from Raw and say we'll sign him to SmackDown, and they can build his career up there.
And plus, it's a win-win. You can build Sheamus up by getting a few wins, and Cesaro can go to SmackDown. Easy win without having to trade anyone.
All right, so we almost all of us pretty much is mixed views. We have Cesaro and Sheamus. A bunch of people on the podcast right now have a bunch Sheamus win and then Cesaro win. So it's split down in half. So let's go to the next fight. So this fight, I don't know when this fight was booked because I didn't see it advertised or anything. But it's Sami Zayn and Neville. I don't know if I didn't see Raw much, so you guys might have to correct me if I'm wrong. Was this fight booked for Raw on Raw?
Oh,
Sami Zayn and Neville. Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys in a tag team match.
The baby faces will win.
Was this a segment on Raw? I must have missed it.
Is it just me or do I hear?
I did actually see. I don't know. I didn't see the whole Raw, but I did see Neville was teaming with Sin Cara, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So now he's teaming with Neville.
I guess.
So who do you have in this match, Terrence?
I'm going with the. I'm gonna go with the Dudleys will win. They need a win.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense now, I guess. I mean, I have to agree with you there. They'll probably give it to them since they're the baby faces. Who do you think, Steven?
I'm willing to pass I'm willing to pass because I want Tylon to tell Mr. Montana to educate us on how this match was booked.
Yeah,
who does he have to win.
yeah, how it's booked. Tylon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. When was this segment made? Like, when did the Sami Zayn Neville happen?
Oh, it was booked today, I believe. I think it was this morning or
It's
something
just
like that.
out of nowhere thing, like the
It was
20-man
pretty
battle
odd.
royal.
Yeah, it was out
Yeah,
of nowhere
Tylon, I
thing.
think it was pretty odd though that they had Neville just team with Sin Cara on Raw, and now all of a sudden he's teaming with Sami Zayn.
Like, when did the Dudleys jump Sammy or something? Because I just don't. They
Yeah.
don't. That's,
Huh.
it makes you just roll your eyes when they make matches out of nowhere like this.
And especially when it has no meaning. So who do you got to win, Tylon?
It's Dudleys, I guess, because they haven't won shit.
I'll go with the Dudleys as well because I could really care less about this match. I don't know how it was
Yeah.
booked. I hate when they do this, and I'm gonna weigh in on this. Okay, do you notice whenever they have fish that flounder, they put them together to see where it goes? Case in hint, Ryback and his
Yeah.
tag team partner Curtis Axel, and all these
Yeah.
guys they put together like Fandango, Breeze. Do you ever notice they get two wrestlers that are just kind of floundering and they put them together to see if it sticks? This is
Yeah.
horrible because first of all, these guys never had any experience in tag teaming together. At least the guys in NXT, like Enzo and Big Caster, like they were already together in NXT. A lot of these guys that are up and coming, American Alpha, stuff like that. But when you get two fish that are floundering that you just don't know what to do, and you're like, well, let's just put it together. That doesn't
Right.
work. It's horrible. That's like saying, it's like saying, how about let's get liver and onions and put it together and see if it tastes like chicken. Like, no, it doesn't work. Like, I don't like liver and onions. Why are you putting this together? This is
Just
horrible.
like, what is it? RBD and what was that announcer's name for Alberto Del Rio?
Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, they just stuck them together, and then what happened to those two?
They do this shit all the time. They get these two. I call it the floundering system. System where they basically get two fish floundering. They don't know what to do with them. They just put them together and say, okay, well, we don't have to book two singles matches here. We just put these two guys together, so we'll have something to do.
So, Angry Mark, since you're back in here, what's your
I got
thoughts?
Dudley's win.
Yeah, who do you got to win, Steven?
Dudley's.
All right, so Angry Mark, let's get your views on this match. What do you think? Who do you got winning, and what do you think about this match? Mark?
Mark.
I think Mark's having technical difficulties on here.
Yeah, he's been
All right, so
going in and
since
out.
Kev's here, made his sick joke earlier, trying to impersonate Stone Cold, act like he's Stone Cold. I mean, you should have did it on the Stone Cold one, Kev.
Yeah, it was supposed to work, but apparently it came off the other
Oh, you
way.
did it on the wrong one. You must have had so many accounts. You must have did it on the wrong one. But so what do you think about this match, Kev? The Dudleys versus Sami Zayn and Neville.
Well, since it wasn't really published until about today, that's the only time I ever heard about it. I really don't care about this match. It kind of sucks that they're wasting Sami Zayn and Neville like that. And plus, they're wasting the Dudleys. Ever since the Dudleys came back, the Dudleys have been nothing but jobbers.
Well, we knew that.
I'm actually going to have to say I actually want the Dudleys to win this one.
Yeah. So we're pretty much mixed views on this too. So I mean, can you guys actually believe? I'm looking at the card. Can you guys believe that there's actually 13 fights on this card?
Yeah.
Crazy. And like most of these fights are pretty much fights they just put together at the last minute.
Well, there's two of them going to be on the pre-show.
All right, so then the third fight, we got American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos versus Breeze Dongo, the Ascension, and the Vaughn Villains in a 12-man tag team match.
Did Kev predict that winner of the last match, the Dudleys and whatever?
Yeah, he said Dudley's.
Okay.
So we
So I
got
just
pretty
Dudley's,
much a heel versus face tag team match, which I'm not going to like because I hate the whole concept of tagging in other teams to get in the ring. I can't stand it. It might as well damn near be a tornado tag or something
I
like
think
that.
the reason why they booked this match is because they're trying to build up the tag team division in SmackDown.
Yeah. But pretty much all this is going to do is make American Alpha and what? Who else is on this card that we're going to give a shit about? The
The
Vaudevillains, I
Hype Bros,
guess. Because I don't
the
care about the
Usos,
Hype Bros.
yeah, Ascension, Vaughn Villains. Maybe the Vaughn Villains and American Alpha would be good for this, I guess. But the other ones are just like meaningless tests.
All right, can I just get this pick over with and just say what I got to say on it, and I'll end it from here. I got American Alpha to win. But here's my question: Is this, first of all, question number one? Is this match a first pinfall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Like when you only have two guys in the ring and everybody else has to sit out there. Logically, if I have a tag team, I'm not going to tag anybody that has nothing to do with my team.
Yeah.
So they need to get rid of
it's
that three-man. Anytime you got three teams or more, there should be one representative from each team in the ring. So if you got 12 tag teams, you should have 6 people in the ring, one from each team. You're going to see a point in time where everybody's in the ring brawling, and then they're going to be like, okay, who's the legal man? And then when you got the two legal men in the ring, one's going to pin the other off someone else's mistake, and then that's basically how we know how these matches end. So my question is, just change it up and make it an elimination, like Mr. Montana said, and do it like that.
Yeah.
You know, make it mean something. Like if you're going to have this many tag teams, make it mean something. But I got American Alpha to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, American Alpha.
Yeah, I agree.
I've
They're
said
going to
it
build them up
once.
as the big tag team for SmackDown, so I think they'll win.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Like, some of these teams on this card don't even have, what is their freaking gimmicks? What makes them interesting? Just like the Usos, like, the face paint, is that it? What else? Samoan heritage, is that it? What else?
What relations to the Rock? Is that it?
See how that got Roman Reigns, even though he's not related to the motherfucker.
Well, you see there, Tyson, they're Samoan, so that alone gives them a character, yeah.
And wet, sweaty hair like Vince likes.
Yeah, exactly. This guy gets it.
So I guess we all agree that American Alpha is going to win this fight since they are the big tag team for SmackDown.
Yeah, they're pretty much the
pretty much.
tag team.
Yeah, let's just skip that now and get to the next match. I'll save the best matches for last. We got all right. Let's go with this match since we all know it's a horrible match. Anyways, it's probably gonna be a piss break for us. So Carmella, Becky Lynch, Naomi versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and to be declared. I'm guessing it's not gonna be Eva Marie now. So
Yeah, but it would have been if she hadn't filled her wellness policy. Apparently,
she did it. It's actually part of a storyline, believe it or not.
Well,
oh really?
Is it because she was stuck in traffic?
Yeah. Well, it's just a storyline to avoid her shitty performance in wrestling.
I was told the wellness policy. You think it's a work?
Yep.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Did they found her Pornhub videos?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, they'll have the baby faces win this: Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi. But like I said, this is probably a Pittsburgh match.
Eventually, Eva Marie's got to get in the ring. Eventually.
And everybody can watch her suck ass.
Yep.
For this match, I'm just gonna go with Naomi because I've been begging her to just get some sort of freaking traction.
I got Naomi as well.
All right, what about you, Mark?
I got the heels going over.
Ooh. Oh, one other thing. Who do you guys think is going to be the unknown performer? Who do you think is going to be the unknown partner?
For
Nikki Bella.
Oh, probably.
Natalya and Alexa Bliss. That's a hard one. Is Emma ready for action? Is Emma coming back?
Oh yeah, I think maybe her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Might be Emma. And if it's not Emma, then Nia Jax.
Nia
Yeah.
Jax on Raw.
Wait, this is SmackDown. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
SmackDown. So,
Yeah.
I guess Emma then.
Yeah, I got two predictions. Either one, Nikki Bella's gonna return, or right when one of the heels is about to pin one of the faces, Eva Marie's gonna come out and distract both of the heels and get them pinned, or she's gonna get the pin.
Yeah. I can see that. But like I said, this match is probably like the unworthy watchable match. We probably just
Pre-show
take.
match.
Yeah. It
Just
should be.
taking that.
All right, let's get to the next match now.
Hmm.
All right, the New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the tag team championships.
Think this is it. New Day's losing them.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's time. How long have they been champions?
I'll go.
they've been champions since last year's SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna build Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson up, it seems.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like them, I'll go with the club.
Yeah, the club's gonna win.
I think they're okay.
What about you, Kev? Who do you think's gonna win this fight?
I think it's time for New Day to lose. Much as I don't like the club, I'm going to go with the club on this one.
How about you, Steven?
You know who the club reminds me of?
Who?
The old tag team group in WCW called the Harris Brothers.
Oh wow.
They were real tall, white dudes with and they used to be in the NWO for a while. That was when WCW was falling out of business. And they used to come out with Jeff Jarrett for a while. That's what this kind of group kind of resembles in a sense. So I think they're going to build the Bullet Club up. So I guess I'll give the win to the Bullet Club. I think the New Day, they had the belts long enough. It's just they're so popular with the fans right now. It's just I think that's the reason why WWE's not taking the title off of them for that particular reason. But I got the Bullet Club to win.
So we all agree that the Bullet Club's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's where they're going for the gimmick. Like they're like the tag team surgeons or some shit. I don't know what they're going for.
They
But-
should give them the
That does seem like
skinhead
a
gimmick.
shitty-ass gimmick they're giving them,
Yeah.
though.
They should give them that gimmick.
All right, let's get to the next fight. All right, The Miz versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh God.
I don't know. I kind of got mixed feelings on this match because I don't know. Honestly, it's like a toss-up. Anybody can win this
They've
fight.
done nothing
Yeah.
to build up this man. Like, what the hell am I supposed to like about Apollo Crews?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
all he does is smile and come down to the ring and do some great shit, but that's about it. Like,
When he
what
first started
do I
out, I mean, his moves were pretty flashy, but then it's like after that, it seemed like they didn't really give him much of a character.
Yeah, and it's like, what? It's just like the Usos. What?
That's the thing about the WWE. They don't really give their characters that much good characters like they did back in the 90s.
Yeah, what is exciting about these characters that I'm supposed to latch onto them? Like a Booker T or something like that. What's cool about these guys?
But yeah, I guess I'll go with the Miz to retain his title. What about you, Tylon?
I'll just go with the Miz, and I hate the Miz.
I
How
love
about
it.
you?
I'm gonna go with Apollo Crews. I think Miz is gonna put over the young guy here, even though I'm kind of enjoying Miz's IC title run so far.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
What has he done?
he is awesome. No pun intended. No,
God.
to me, I just find him hilarious when him and Maurice are just interacting. I remember it was a couple of weeks ago, on SmackDown. What did they friggin' do? Oh, yeah, I think Renee Young was doing that whole segment or whatever, and all of a sudden Miz just randomly shows up and Maurice and they randomly start kissing each other for no apparent reason and doing those acting dialogues or whatever, and just was hilarious in my opinion. I don't know why, I just find Miz very entertaining in a hilarious fashion. I
So
mean,
Mark, who do you have for this fight?
Well, I consider Miz to be the greatest heel of our generation. But that's just, of course. I have the Miz winning this because I think WWE even realizes that
Yeah.
as long as Apollo Crews doesn't have a character, no one's gonna give a shit about his title reign. So
Yeah.
I think Apollo Crews is just a stepping stone for the Miz. So Miz retains.
All right, let's get to the man who should go sue the Miz because he stole his gimmick, the sexiest man alive, Steven Rose.
All right, and what's the match again?
Miz and
The
Apollo.
Miz versus Apollo Crews. And are you going to be suing the Miz for stealing your gimmick?
Yeah, he did steal my gimmick because they said that like right after. Like, I mean, I've been saying it for a while, but all of a sudden they brought it out on SmackDown. Like, wait a minute, that's my gimmick. Anyways,
Could you imagine?
You should face him at SummerSlam for that. Winner gets that name.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But I want Apollo Crews to win so bad, but like Mr. Montana said, Apollo Crews really doesn't have like a build to him, and I don't think they're just gonna rush and give him a title right away without building his character first. So I guess I'll just go with the Miz. I don't want the Miz to win, but they're probably just gonna give it to him because of lack of the build that they put on Apollo. But I do like Apollo's entry music. I love his music. It's fucking badass.
Yeah, it's great.
It's very inspirational. It sounds like something you want to like when you're working out and you listen to it. That's the type of music I want to hear. In fact, I got his music song stuck in my head the entire SmackDown show when I first saw him on the show in that match to qualify for the belt. I got the whole song just stuck in my head now. Now I got it stuck again. I hope Apollo Crews wins. I really probably won't.
Yeah, who do you got to win this fight?
Me?
No, I was talking to Kev.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Kev, you there?
here's the thing. Everybody remembers a certain Rocky Maivia when he came out the first time, smiling, waving at the crowd. Apollo Crews just needs to get his ass whipped. And he needs an injury, needs to come back as a heel. I'm actually going with the Miz on this one. I don't think they're going to jump the gun with Apollo yet.
I wouldn't really say need an injury, but yeah, maybe a revamp would do him some good. You know what I mean? Just saying. And maybe come back as the AC. You know, and call himself Cruise Control.
If I was in charge of booking the Apollo Crews character, I would give him a gimmick where he's the MVP of the WWE. Like have him give him a sports gimmick where like he has an agent and he always wears a suit when he's not wrestling with shades and shit, you know.
Yeah, and I think he would pull it off. He would freaking pull it off.
Yeah,
but
like
no,
and
we
he
just
doesn't
get
wrestle.
Smiley.
And he doesn't wrestle unless you talk to his agent about what you're gonna pay him after the match. Like, imagine Shane telling, "Hey man, you're gonna wrestle today," and like, there's Apollo Crews pulling out the cell phone. I gotta talk to my agent real quick. Yeah, man. Okay, I won't wrestle for less than $20K. Yeah.
All right, what about you, Ferris? Who do you think's gonna win this fight?
The Miz for pretty much the same reason. They're not building up Apollo's character.
Yeah, so we pretty much went by almost all the squash fights. We know who's gonna win the fights. Now we're getting to like maybe the interesting fights. But let's go to the less interesting fight on this card so far now. Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the United States title. And I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think Roman Reigns is gonna get the push and get the United States title.
I have to agree with you there. I think they're going to give him the title, which pisses me off because I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. I really want to, but they're going to give him the title. That's just all it is to it.
Yeah. What about you, Steven? Who you got winning this fight?
What's the fight again?
Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the United States title.
You know, I actually think they should have booked Roman Reigns and Cena for the U.S. belt, but since Rusev's got it, this match was the one I got stuck on because they can go two ways with it. One, you give it to Reigns, and you try to rebuild him as a mid-card status, and then give him that heavyweight title push later on down the line, or you give Rusev it and just let him build his prestige as a heel. Either way, I think what's probably going to happen is I think Roman Reigns will probably get the title. So I got Roman Reigns to win, and they'll try to rebuild his mid-card status because he's kind of just lost in translation right now. So I think they'll give it to Roman Reigns.
Yeah. What about you, Terrence?
To be perfectly real with you, I like both guys. It doesn't really matter who actually wins this match. But if I had to choose, I'm picking Rusev to retain the belt because Roman did win his match on Raw, and knowing WWE with their even Steven 50-50 booking, you know, so I'm gonna go with Rusev to win. If Roman wins, great. If Rusev retains, great. So, yeah.
How about you, Mark?
To me, it's obvious, really obvious. I'm surprised people are actually thinking Roman's gonna win. Rusev's gonna retain the title. Like Terrence stated, they like to do 50-50 booking, and since Roman got his just due on Raw, Rusev's winning. And I think I know exactly that's gonna end too. Rusev's gonna lock in that camel clutch on him, and he's not. I mean, and Roman, he's not gonna tap. He's gonna pass out.
Yeah, just like John Cena.
Yeah.
How about you, Ferris? Who do you got winning this fight?
I got Roman Reigns. I could be wrong, but I heard Rusev could go on a honeymoon with Lana or something. Like he may take some time off.
Possible.
Yeah, so he'll lose and be off TV for like a month or so.
I understand that you're saying the 50-50 booking. I understand that, but we got to remember that's their new John Cena. So anything could happen.
They'll keep Roman in the mid card for like 2-3 months, then he'll be back in the main event status. That's what I think they're gonna do.
All right. So what about you, Kev?
Hold on, Tyson. How's he the John Cena of the WWE, bro?
I didn't say he's the John Cena. I said he's the new John Cena. They're shining real nice.
New John Cena. Come on, let's talk about this.
Oh dear.
They're both garbage.
Okay, that's an opinion.
They both do like the same moves.
Are you asking me like how is he the new John Cena?
Yeah, like how does he come off as the new John Cena?
Okay, just like we just said, he is never going to tap out. We're never going to see that. John Cena never freaking taps out. He always passes out or something like that. Has that not happened with Roman Reigns?
Yeah, you're right. I don't remember
not to mention the charity work. Is he not doing all the charity work?
He's not really highlighted as doing charity work though.
But does he not do it?
Well, yeah, probably.
Don't
it's
most
not like
of them
WWE's like,
everybody does it though, so that's kind of so.
I think the reason why he's like John Cena though is notice how when he was a face, the fans were booing him.
I think it's kind of just that polarizing figure, I suppose.
And here's the thing. If he was truly John Cena, he would have won at Royal Rumble. He would have won at WrestleMania. He would have been the first one. He would have won. He would have been the first one in the Shield to win the world title, but not. He was last, and the only reason why he won it was because everyone good was injured, and that he was the last resort.
I gotta disagree with you on the Royal Rumble part, man, because which Royal Rumble are you talking about? The last year's, the year before that?
2015, I think it was. The one where he ended up facing
with Batista.
No, 2015.
Talk about the one where he eliminated Rusev.
Okay.
Ironically enough, his opponent for SummerSlam.
Because this year when he ran out there after getting knocked the hell out or something like that?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Here's the thing with that, man. Whether the company's positioning him with being the next Cena or not, Reigns isn't Cena. He won't be Cena and shouldn't be Cena. That's just
not even close.
So, and trust me, Reigns should not be John Cena. Reigns should be Roman Reigns.
He shouldn't even be a baby faced. He has that cockiness shit down.
Personally, man, I think the long-term goal with the guy is they want him to be a baby face. But if that has to resort to him turning heel first and then going as a baby face, sure. But, for all I know, Vince, with his crazy mind, may have some sort of a payoff that we might not know, but
I don't know why he doesn't see the money, though. He did it with The Rock. Why not just do it with him?
I don't know. it's a mystery, I suppose. Like I'm a Reigns fan, but I do agree that turning him heel would be actually do some good. But you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Like for all I know, if I were to probably fantasy book this, if you want to have Reigns win the belt, you can do it, and maybe if let's just say hypothetically speaking, he wins the championship at SummerSlam. And for all I know, he may get cheered. Maybe. He comes out the next night on Raw, and maybe their fans are cheering him, and they're chanting USA. And Roman just completely swerves on the fans and saying, "You really think that I actually did this for you guys? This is the same people. You're the same guys that friggin' booed the shit out of me when I was getting my push," and completely turns heel on the fans. You know what I mean? Right after he wins the U.S. title. I think that would be perfect for him to set up a heel turn, in my opinion, if I were to book him as a heel. Just saying. Their shit's right itself, man.
So, Kev, who do you got winning this fight? Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning this fight? Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the United States title.
Well, if you saw the ending of Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns kind of stood there tall. It would be pointless to take the belt off of Rusev because you're kind of building him as that monster again, and we all know what happened with him and Cena with that one. So honestly, I think that Rusev is actually going to win this one.
I think if Rusev wins, it's going to be by disqualification or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's how they may set it up.
But let's get to the best matches now. Now we got on the card. We got what is it? Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the women's title, and Donna Brooke is barred from ringside. So who do you guys got winning this fight? We'll start with Tylone.
I think I'm gonna do a DQ for Charlotte, maybe.
So you got Dana Brooks coming to the ring.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Kev?
Oh, you mean the women's title? I think they had the old little move from Ric Flair, hurting Sasha's knee and everything. From what I hear, Charlotte's wanting some time off, so I think Sasha's going to win this one.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Steven?
I got Sasha winning it. She just barely got the title, and I think they're going to let her shine with this moment. She's the boss for a reason, and the fans like her. I like her. Charlotte did have a run at the title, and it was great, and it's going to make a good rivalry. But I think it's Sasha's time now. She's only had the belt for, a month maybe, if that. So they'll probably let her hold the title for a little longer. So I got Sasha to win this match.
How about you, Mark? All right. So how about you, Mark? Who do you got winning this fight?
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to apologize to the fans. I kind of misquoted. I meant that Roman was the last person to get a major push. But yeah, I have I think it's pretty easy. Sasha Banks goes over one way or another.
Yeah. What about you, Terrence? You agree with that? You think Sasha Banks goes over?
Yeah, she's gonna go over clean. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with you guys. I think Sasha's going to win. What about you, Ferris? Do you think Sasha's going to win too?
Yeah, Sasha, for the same reason Stephen Rose said. She just won the title. Like, what would be the point,
it would make no sense
taking it off of her, yeah.
It would make no sense to take her off her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen like Tylon said, probably Dana Brooks going to come to the ring or something.
Or hell, even Rick.
Yeah, alright, so now we get to the bigger matches now. We'll start with this one, John Cena versus AJ Styles. Honestly, in my opinion, I think John Cena could win this fight, but also they could make it where AJ Styles wins and books it as a rivalry again. A longer rivalry, but honestly, if I would have to choose, probably John Cena.
All I know is if he doesn't win this match, Mr. AJ Styles, start up them shovels, cuz.
Yeah, it'll be a burial. What about you, Mark? You think AJ Styles or John Cena is going to win this fight?
Actually, I would like to see John Cena win just to see everyone get so pissed off. But
Yeah.
going with what I'm told on TV, AJ Styles is gonna win.
What about you, Ferris? Who do you think's going to win the fight?
Something tells me AJ's gonna win, and they'll have their last match at Backlash.
Yeah, and then
Cena will
we'll
win
bury him
that.
there. He'll bury him
Yeah.
there. What about you, Kev?
I think AJ Styles is going to win this one only because I just think you got so much momentum going on. You know, AJ ever since he's turned heel, he's done a lot better with his promo work, and it's probably going to be a good match. I mean, it would be funny to see Cena win just to see a bunch of people get pissed off, but
Yeah.
but honestly, I think AJ is going to win this one. I think the winner of this match is going to be the #1 contender for the WWE Championship.
I mean, he hasn't won any pay-per-views, has he?
Yeah, he has Money in the Bank.
All right, so who do you got? Who do you got winning?
Jericho?
You mean me?
Yeah, who do you got winning this fight?
I'm going with AJ Styles will defeat John Cena. I've heard rumors of Undertaker might be possibly coming at SummerSlam, and with WrestleMania 33 around the corner, with the potential match of seeing Cena versus Taker.
Yeah.
Who knows? We might see Undertaker may interfere and maybe take out Cena and AJ Styles win. Maybe. That's just me looking up. But I think AJ Styles is gonna defeat John Cena. And more often than not, maybe AJ Styles take out John Cena so he'll be gone for a month or two, because I heard he's not gonna be wrestling at Backlash. So yeah.
All right. So how about you, Steven? Who do you got winning this fight?
I'm gonna have to go with AJ Styles only because Cena's basically been winning the majority of the time against him, and I think they're gonna give AJ some type of prestige. And also, not to mention, they said that John Cena has a horrible SummerSlam record, and I think that that's also another reason why that they're going to give it to AJ, because they're going to say, oh, well, Cena's really not that good at SummerSlam anyway, so we'll just let AJ Styles win, the big match here. And that'll put AJ over now. Whether he wins clean or not is the obvious question, because if he wins dirty, interference of the Bullet Club, this match absolutely has no meaning to it whatsoever. I don't care how he wins. If somebody interferes or if he does not win cleanly, it's not going to look right.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be defensible.
Cena hasn't lost clean since against Batista at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think.
You should clean?
Yeah.
The last time. Are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
No, wasn't it Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that match. Yeah.
Yeah, he beat him.
Yeah. He demolished him.
Destroyed. Decimated.
John Cena is bitch.
I'll be like Kane, eviscerated.
Eviscerated. Nice.
All right, so let's get to the title matches now. We'll get to the first one that's less worthy. I mean, the less one anticipated one out of the two. Probably the Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler fight for the World WWE title. Honestly, I think it would make no sense for them to give it to. It would make no sense for them to give it to Dolph Ziggler. So I feel like Dean Ambrose is going to win this fight, and they're going to continue his title reign. So we'll start with you, Steven. Who do you got winning this fight?
And what?
What? It's Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the title.
I actually like this match. A lot of people were like, especially the people on the YWC, like online, are complaining about Dolph Ziggler getting his push. I actually think that both of them really did a good work, like in terms like they both put in a good work on the promo. Dolph Ziggler really sold himself. Dean Ambrose is really kind of on the decline, but again, I think they're still going to let him roll with this title for a while. But I wouldn't mind seeing Dolph Ziggler winning it. But if you had to ask me who I think they're going to pick, I'm going to have to go with Dean Ambrose to win this match.
Yeah, I mean, it would make no sense for him to lose, and I feel like they'll build someone up for him to have a feud with next. So
exactly.
Maybe AJ Styles, if he wins the fight against Cena, they'll book it for Styles versus Ambrose next fight.
Here's my 2 cents about this. If they're gonna really give us a heel to hate and slash love, then yes, Dolph will get the belt. But I don't want to see Dolph with the belt because he's just lost all momentum.
All right. So what about you, Kev? What do you got?
Well, the promos have been pretty good between these two, and you know, honestly, Ziggler has had his chance over and over again. Last time they put the belt on him, he got an injury with the concussion, I do believe.
Yeah.
So the Ziggler is not a guy who can stay healthy. Is Dean Ambrose losing a little bit of steam? Yeah. But if I'm going to put somebody against Dean Ambrose as a heel, it's either going to be AJ or Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Oh, so by the way, Tylon, did you have Dean Ambrose winning this fight then?
Yeah, Dean.
All right. What about you, Mark? Who do you got?
I've been kind of going back and forth, and first off, the build has actually been really solid. I understand that these two aren't really like I know some people are excited for it, but most people are gonna look at it and be like, why? It's boring. And I was like that first, but the build has been really solid. And I hate these two wrestlers, so for me to say that's a big deal. So yeah, with that said though, I think Dean Ambrose is gonna retain at SummerSlam.
All right. How about you, Terrence?
Yeah, Dean Ambrose is gonna retain the championship. This is basically a filler championship match for SummerSlam, and for a filler championship match, I think the build-up has actually been pretty solid. Uh,
Yeah.
and they actually made Dolph Ziggler a bit of a convincing contender. If you were to ask me 3 weeks ago, um, about Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose being in a co-main event for SummerSlam, I'd be like, what the hell is that shit? And I'm not even a big Dolph Ziggler fan, but they've actually made Dolph Ziggler a believer out of a lot of people that he may possibly win this. And so, in kayfabe wise nonetheless, but I'm gonna go with Dean Ambrose is gonna retain the championship, and he's gonna lose it to AJ Styles at the next pay-per-view. My prediction, just saying.
All right. How about you, Ferris?
Dean Ambrose. I mean, I don't see why they'd give Dolph Ziggler the title.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the big fight everybody's talking about. Not the big one, but big one. I'm talking about the big title fight. Finn Balor, the Demon King Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal title. And I actually thought they should have made it the World Heavyweight title instead of the Universal. But I think Seth Rollins is probably going to win this fight, and it'll do it like a heel type way. We'll start with Ferris. Who do you got winning?
Seth Rollins. I mean, Finn Balor got there, what, 3 weeks ago? Like, they're
Yeah.
not just going to throw the world title at him. So, yeah, I got Seth Rollins.
Tylon, who do you have?
I'm gonna say Seth Rollins. He's better to represent the company, and honestly, this Demon King, I don't know why they call it the Demon King. I hate it already. So yes, Seth.
All right. How about you, Terrence?
This build for this match, to be quite honest with you, it's been very, very, very lackluster. The match would probably be maybe match of the night, but the build-up hasn't been all that great. But in terms of who's gonna win this match, I'm gonna go with Finn Balor is gonna win against Seth Rollins, because I don't see WWE gonna have the demon gimmick. Finn Balor lose in his first ever pay-per-view match. Like, it's better to have Seth Rollins win it because they want to start a lineage with a top guy, which is a great thing. But
Yeah.
I think they want to establish Finn Balor, and to be quite honest with you, if Finn Balor wins the championship, I think this is like the fastest pushed guy that WWE has ever had in a very, 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 very long time. 1 month after being on the main roster, he beats your U.S. champ in a fatal four-way, your top guy in a Raw match, and he wins the belt 3 weeks later. How big is that? You know, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's the thing. Just saying. So Finn Balor will beat Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
How about you, Mark? Do you agree? You think Finn Balor's going to win?
Well, first off, for those of you that are complaining about how Roman gets shoved down our throats, but you don't say anything about Finn Balor, what the fuck? But yeah, it's quite obvious. Finn Balor's gonna win. Come on now, cuz.
I do agree with you that he's been shoved down our throats, but I know his cons and his pros. He can't talk on the mic really that good.
He's just garbage. Like he's hit or miss in the ring. He has no character. You know, he doesn't talk at all. He doesn't even try to talk passionately on the mic. And people and there's people out there like, oh, he's the next Undertaker, and I just laugh at him. I'm like, okay, whatever you're saying.
If you mean he doesn't have a character on his regular side, I can agree with you there, but he does have a character. He has an alter ego. He's a little nuts.
Oh my god, that's not a character.
It is a character.
No, it's not.
How is it not a character?
Because all it is Finn Balor in face paint. It's the exact same person, just wearing face paint. Ooh. Oh man, what a character.
Yeah. How about you, Kev? Who do you got winning this fight?
Well, Seth Rollins, you know, they had that big old story about rebuild, redesign, reclaim. And honestly, Seth Rollins is the heel. You wanted Seth Rollins to win. If WWE wants to throw a curveball, they'll have Finn Balor win this one. But I think Finn Balor is just a little bit overrated, in my opinion. I mean, do I like him? Yeah. But I think this match could principally be the match of the night. Could be the show stealer, but I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
All right, how about you, Steven?
I'm going to have to go with, again, I kind of agree with Kev. Finn Balor is okay. Like, when he dressed up as a demon, king or whatever, I kind of felt like all it is just basically what I think Tylon said was, Angry Mark said, was this a guy wearing face paint? I mean, we've already seen this before, and we know that he only wears it, like, during pay-per-view, so that's why you try to keep that prestige going, or you try to keep, like, that spark, like, oh, okay, this is cool, because you don't see it all the time. But to tell you the truth, like, what else makes him intimidating other than just slapping a piece of face paint on him? Like, we've seen this before in the past, in the old WCW days, and then, like, the Chijiri days and stuff like that in the WWF. We've seen a couple of guys, like, do this, and it was cool back then, you know? And then you got the luchadors wearing the mask and stuff. Anytime you try to hide the face or disoriented, people get this illusion that you're more creepier. But nowadays, it's kind of like a more common thing. We see it happen all the time. So I think with the Finn Balor guy, he can wrestle. His promos aren't really that good, and I think he is overrated, in my opinion. And that's why I think Seth Rollins should and or will probably win this match.
I understand it with you guys saying he doesn't have much of a character, but only in his natural attire, if that's a better way of putting it. I don't know who Finn Balor regular guy is. I don't know if he's trying to do this Dr. Jekyll and Hyde type of thing. I'd rather him express his character as a normal guy before he puts on this face paint. But we know he's using the face paint and stuff on pay-per-views for like war paint or some sort of intimidation factor, which doesn't work on some of his opponents, I might add.
Let me ask you a question, Tylon, or whatever your name is. Let's just assume he was the demon 24/7. How would you explain how he becomes the demon? Like, what's the background behind the demon?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like this Dr. Jekyll and Hyde thing, though. It's like, how does your character link with this face paint mode? What is the variation? What is it? That's just like the Usos and the face paint. It's like, what is it?
All
Alright, so
right.
we both agree on that point.
Before we get to the biggest match that we're all anticipated for, let's just get to the quick predictions on this last fight. I missed out on it because like I was going through the thing and I just quickly saw it. So Enzo and Cass versus Jericho and Owens. Honestly, I think Enzo and Cass is probably going to win. What do you guys think? We'll
Enzo
start
and
with
Cass.
Tyler.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right. So Mark, you got Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, sorry. I just thought you were asking for anybody to go, but yeah, Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, anybody can go. So go ahead and just say, guys, who you guys think's going to win.
Zoe and Cass.
All right. Terrence.
Wait, you said me?
Yeah, Ferris, you could go.
Oh, Enzo and Cass. Yeah.
Kev.
Enzo and Cass.
Steven.
I got Enzo and Cast.
There
Right.
is a part of me though that does want Chris Jericho and Kevin to win because I love Kevin and I love Chris. Chris has been awesome for the past few months so far. There is a part of me that wants them to win, but I have a feeling that Zoe and Cass are going out with the W.
All right. Terrence, who you got?
Jericho and Owens.
You got Jericho
Oh,
Owens.
wow.
What was what's the reason you have them winning?
I don't know. I just had to pick someone. So yeah.
All right, so let's get to the most anticipated fight on the card. I'm pretty sure everybody's anticipated for this fight. Who knows if it's going to be a good one? Who knows what it's going to be, depending on how Brock Lesnar fights. But Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton in a singles match. All right, we'll start with you, Ferris. Who do you got winning?
I got Brock Lesnar, and I think Bray Wyatt will come and cost Orton the match. Because you saw what happened on SmackDown?
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Kind of make sense.
That's going to be the next feud, Orton and Bray Wyatt. I think they're just setting it up for that. So yeah,
All
I
right,
got
how
Lesnar
about?
winning.
Yeah, possibly. But don't you think though that like it did seem like the way it was set up, like after like the whole Randy Orton match, it was like Bray Wyatt was showing.
Yeah.
It's like they almost kind of like want to set it up to be like the next feud for SmackDown or something. All right, but how about you, Kev? Who do you got winning this fight?
It's probably going to be Brock Lesnar, but I would actually like Orton to win this one just because Brock should be punished for the whole drug thing. However, Ferris makes a good point. Bray Wyatt probably will get involved in this. I don't know if many of y'all know this, but Goldberg is in town in New York for WWE 2K17.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar did call him out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, hey, you never know. Maybe the referee will be down or something. Goldberg will come in and spear him.
If that happens, if they want to make the SummerSlam special, they will pull out all the stops.
Yeah. All right. So how about you, Steven?
What's the question?
Who you got winning possibly the main event? Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar.
Randy Orton's overrated in my opinion. If it wasn't for that stupid RKO he does out of nowhere, his promos are boring. I mean, when at least he's a Viper, he's somewhat entertaining. The guy doesn't put any charisma in his promos or his gimmick or anything. The only thing he does is that RKO. Other than that, I don't think anybody would really care about his matches. I mean, he has some in-the-ring ability, but he has no charisma, and without charisma, you don't get really far. I think this is the case of the Batista thing when you won the Royal Rumble because he had his friends hook him up. Orton was out 9 months, and all of a sudden he gets a title match. This is exactly the same thing, the Batista thing. Let's hook my homeboys up, This is the same issue. And with the Brock Lesnar character, I do like him, don't get me wrong. I think his promos are a little bit better now, especially the one he cut on Heath Slater last Monday night. I thought was excellent. For the first time I saw Brock Lesnar can actually speak, and that's pretty cool. But I think this match here is a very overly rated match. You got two guys. Well, you got one guy that's just there because you're paying him a lot of money to make special guest appearances, who's a part-timer. And, yeah, every now and then he showed up was cool. when he was fighting the Taker and stuff. But now it's starting to get a little stale, and you know, he has to do a lot more than just cut in-ring promos. He actually needs to be participating in wrestling matches, and I haven't seen him do that yet on Raw. So I'm going to have to give this match to probably most likely Randy Orton, because I think they're going to find a way to put the smaller guy over, because in real life, you know, Lesnar would kill this guy. So by that logic, Randy Orton needs to win more than Lesnar does. There's no meaning, there's no title or nothing, so this is just to say that the 15 years in the making crap, I'll give it to Randy Orton in one of the most overrated matches I've seen on the match card.
All right, so how about you, Terrence?
I think Brock is gonna beat Orton. And to be quite honest with you, I actually want Orton to win this match more than Brock. Brock to me has been. I'm bored with Brock Lesnar at this point. You know, everything that he does now is just the same old shit. You know, sure, that promo he cut last on Monday night was cool, but you know, other than that, usually all the time, all he does is just he stands there, doesn't do shit, nothing. Suplex City, my ass. I don't care. You know, and plus, you know what, man? Giving the Orton the win would actually do some good. And plus, I actually want Brock Lesnar to actually lose for once. Sure, he's beaten the streak, and sure, he's been on an unstoppable roll. But at some point, man, you have to at least lose once. So I would actually want Orton to win, but Brock's my pick to win. And
my God. How about you, Mark?
First off, I disagree with Steven on that. I do think Randy Orton has charisma, and he's really good. To be honest, a few years from now, when you look back on this generation, Randy Orton's going to be known as probably the second best wrestler of this generation, about just behind John Cena. But with the whole rumors with Goldberg and Bray Wyatt that could interfere, I'm going to have to say Randy Orton wins.
All right, how about you, Tylon?
I'm gonna go with no contest because yes, I do believe someone will interfere with the match. I have to say though, I don't think Randy Orton is the guy you put over Brock clean. Like, why would you have him beat Lesnar clean in the ring while other wrestlers could only beat him by using weapons or something like that?
Yeah. All right, so I'm the last person to predict this. So honestly, like I said in in the reviews of SmackDown and Raw, honestly, I think they're gonna give it to Randy Orton because I feel like it's time. It's time for Randy Orton to get the win. I mean, he's came back, and it feels like basically the way they're building it up, it seems like he's gonna win this fight against Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock Lesnar has nothing to lose in this fight. And I mean, if he does win, he's not gaining anything anyways. It's just going to show he's more powerful as it is. He's like never been pinned or submitted for like what, 2 years now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like
that's one thing I wanted to ask anyone. Before the wellness policy thing came out about Brock about the part-timers, was this told to anyone beforehand that part-timers don't have to be tested?
No.
This was only hinted by like CM Punk. Because that one time when he said that Triple H pissed in the same cup, blah blah blah, that was like the only hint we got about this.
Oh yeah, and real quick, if Randy Orton does beat Brock, I would love for everyone to go and troll Mark Hunt. You're like, Nick, Randy Orton can beat Brock Lesnar, but you can't, or something like that.
Yeah, most of this card looks like basically they had to fill it in at the last minute. They didn't really book it on Raw, so I think honestly, I think this match, this show is probably going to be, if I would have to predict it, how it's going to be, it's probably going to be a 6 out of 10 probably.
I agree.
I
7
don't
out of
understand.
10, 6 out of 10.
Why didn't they make new tag belts? SmackDown doesn't have belts, right?
They're gonna do it probably at Backlash.
I think they're going to do it after SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah, they will do it after SummerSlam. You know, it's
And big thing to note here. I don't know if anyone really was was counting or whatever, but just this week alone, starting Saturday and ending on Wednesday, plus the CWC, we're actually getting 15 hours of pro wrestling. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
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 Oh.
Yeah. So we've been on pretty much for an hour. Anything you guys want to say to wrap this up before we wrap this up?
Uh, um, SummerSlam might be. I think SummerSlam can be a really good show. So yeah.
Long
Would you
live
guys
Darren Young.
would you guys be willing to want to do a review on it after the show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
possibly.
sure
Yeah.
thing.
I'm in.
But yeah, is there anything you want to say to wrap this up, Steven, since you're the leader?
Nothing much. I just want to say I think this show has potential to be great. I mean, of course, the matches are going to be good. I think the build was semi-good for some of the Raw. I mean, obviously, I think the Ambrose Ziggler was probably the most anticipated match to watch in terms of the build-up. I
Yeah.
think probably the best in-the-ring skill set will probably be the Seth Rollins match.
Yeah.
That 12-man tag match probably the least intrigue match that I want to watch. So I have to say that, I hope SummerSlam ends up well. I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Yeah. All right. We're about to
Yeah.
wrap this up, but before we wrap this up, is Terrence, Tylon, and Mark are in this hangout?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys want to do this, but me and Steven, we were discussing, and Steven said he was possibly going to want it. If you guys would want to, you're welcome to come on to the TTC show, and you could announce the matches with us if you would like to do that.
Yeah, we made the creative wrestlers from the Trash Talk Circle on YouTube.
And I think Steven would want to appoint, I think it would be cool, Steven, that actually for your show, TTC Raw, you can have, since you're Vince McMahon runs it, you could have like Tylon, Mark, and Terrence announce the show, and those are the three announcers while we're streaming it.
Okay, and then who's gonna do SmackDown?
Probably Stone Cold will be, since he's the general manager, it would make sense that Stone Cold and JR do SmackDown.
Damn right.
All right, then we got NXT also. I don't know what we're gonna do for NXT, but me and Ferris are running NXT, so we're just gonna appoint Triple H as the leading guy who's running the NXT. So I don't know who the announcers are, so that's unknown at the moment. But like I said, I think it would be best for a second when you said about 20 for Raw, 20 for SmackDown. I feel like there should be 20 for NXT so we could have our own show. And I don't know when you want to do the draft, Steven, but
Probably in a week or so.
Yeah, in a
probably
week or so.
the week after.
yeah, in a week or so or something, we could do the draft, and then we'll be on here. It will just be like the draft. We won't be having the show or anything. We'll just do the draft of all the people we want to draft. So I think it's going to be a pretty interesting show, and also stay tuned for tomorrow because we're also doing on Kev's Point of Views channel once again TTC Raw.
Yeah.
In the main event, it's going to be Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon, and the winner of that match gets the first pick in the draft.
Yeah, it gets the first pick in the draft, yeah.
Are y'all gonna have a hangout for the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a live hangout on Kev's channel, probably.
And it'll be like the NFL draft, after we make a pick, whoever starts first and makes a pick, they'll be on the clock. So we each get 2 to 3 minutes to decide who our next pick is, and we'll have a roster sheet of all the wrestlers on the roster.
Can we make a trade, a future, like they do in the NFL draft?
Sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
So, Steven, would you like to do that, like a trade? If you would trade, you would have to, say, if Kev wanted that trade pick first to get up there, he would have to trade, a future draft pick for it or something?
Well, seeing as this is the first draft, we'll have to wait on that. But I think what would be a great idea is if we had 2 representatives representing Raw and 2 representing SmackDown in this draft, and that way each person gets a turn to pick. So if I pick somebody for the first pick, then my partner gets the next pick for Raw, and I don't know who he's going to pick. It's totally his decision.
Yeah, so, Steven, you like the idea of Mark, Tylon, and Terrence doing the commentary for you?
That's fine. Tyler or Mark, which one of y'all want to be my partner for the draft?
Hey man, what about me? I'm your Houston Texans bro over here, man.
I mean, if y'all both want to be a part of the draft, won't be till not this week, but next week.
Okay,
All right,
I'll be your
I'm in.
partner.
Yeah.
All right, so have you guys want to be the commentators, you and Mark and Tylon?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so
Yeah,
Steven,
me and
do
him.
you want to be Vince McMahon then?
That's fine.
If Terrence doesn't want to do it. All right, so what were you saying, Mark?
I said me and Tylon would make a great commentary team.
Michael.
Like,
Would you rather just have it be?
Kev and Ferris are going to represent SmackDown during the draft.
No, me and Ferris.
Alright.
Me and Ferris are representing NXT though, and Kev's representing.
Yeah, but Kev needs a partner though.
Damn right.
I'll be Jr.
Now I'll tell you what. How about this? How about Tylon can represent Kev just for the draft, and me and Angry Mark will represent Raw for the draft, specifically just for the draft.
So Kev will represent him, and then for the draft, and then he'll go back to Raw.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think of that, Tylon? You think that's a good idea?
Yeah, sure.
And
All
so
right,
Tylon, so you and Kev will figure out your draft order. Now, whatever if like let's say Raw drafts first and we pick our first guy, you and Kev will go next, and then you will pick either you or Kev will pick first, and then the other guy picks in the next turn. So both of y'all may have different opinions as to who y'all want. So that's where the strategy comes in.
Okay.
Wait, since we're doing it three of them though, NXT would have to get the third overall pick then.
Yeah.
So then it's gonna be Raw, or the winner of the Vince McMahon and Stone Cold fight. Like say if Vince wins, Raw gets first pick, SmackDown gets second, then NXT gets the third.
Okay. So
And then
we're gonna have to have 6 people on the hangout.
Me and Ferris will represent the NXT.
Okay, so we're gonna have 6 people on the hangout then when we do the draft.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty intriguing, guys. So if anybody would want to stay tuned, like just sub to Kev's Point of Views channel. And is there anything good old Stone Cold want to say about the draft?
I tell you what, if Vince McMahon keeps flapping his gums tomorrow night, I'm gonna give him more of a knuckle sandwich, and I'm gonna drop him in a stack of dimes he calls a Nick.
Oh, hey, are you guys gonna want to join wait, hold on, Angry Mark and Tylon, do you want to join us for tomorrow's TTC Raw? Because the main event is Stone Cold versus McMahon for the right to get the first pick.
Yeah,
sure.
All right, so they're gonna be the.
Let me tell you something, Tylon. Raw's gonna be the #1 brand, brother. Okay, we just gotta have a future for our company, so let's make sure we get the best draft.
Dude, Angry Mark and Tylon, I don't know if y'all been watching my videos, but man, check out fucking Kev's fucking commentary, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then basically like Mark and Tylon will show up for the main event, and they'll be like the future commentators for Raw. I feel like it would be best for Vince to just be the promoter and not be the announcer. Then he'll just take it like he was just there to fill in, and then he promotes Raw.
Okay, my question is, what type of match is Austin and Vince McMahon going to be in tomorrow that you're going to post?
What type of match would you like it to be?
I don't know. What do you think, Kev? I want something long.
Steel cage? Nah.
Hell in the Cell?
Yeah. Yeah, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell seems pretty reasonable. Because Steel Cage, they can actually like say like Vince McMahon or one of them gets knocked out, and then one of them climbs out. So I feel like it would be best to do it as a Hell in a Cell, since it's the biggest match then. But yeah, so it's going to be a pretty interesting show tomorrow on TTC Raw. And now, Terrence, if you would like to join the commentary and be the third guy, you could also for tomorrow, for the main event.
How many matches are there tomorrow you have set for?
Well, right now I just have 5, but if you want, we could add more.
Now, Tylon, Terrence, or Angry Mark, if y'all want y'all's wrestlers created, let Matt know, because we do need more people to enter the wrestling thing.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So if you guys want your wrestlers, just tell us what finisher and theme song you want. Now, we're not allowed to play your theme song on YouTube because they'll give us a community strike for that.
The commentary is basically what makes the show.
Yeah, but just give us your like what moveset you want, what wrestler's moveset, what do you want your signature move and your special to be.
Okay.
Well, whose moveset did you give me?
I got the RKO for my special.
Make me like a goofy character and make my finisher the airplane spin.
All right, so it's gonna be pretty average.
I can tell you now.
If you want, what do you want for your special, and what wrestlers' move sets do you want?
Is Ken Shamrock on this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ken Shamrock. My finisher is the Lotus Lock, and my signature is the Burning Hammer.
Oh. Can you remember that, Matt?
Yeah, I'll just look back on the video and just see at the end.
What about you, Angry Mark? What's your signature and what's your special?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, my character, I want to make it goofy, kind of like Kevin James meets Will Ferrell. I want to be fat. I want to be in a singlet. I want like one like elbow pad.
You want to be a jobber, basically?
But I'm gonna be like a Bo Dallas type character.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. You know, Tylon, maybe you could be successful, except you don't believe.
Oops.
Which is why you're starting out at the top. at the bottom.
I actually been playing the game too, so I actually have a picture up.
Well, that's good then. So you're starting to believe.
Hey, so Tylon, have you seen any of the videos I sent you on the TTC SummerSlam?
Yes, I actually did watch it.
Did you like them?
Yeah, I liked it. I forgot to freaking thumbs up it.
Yeah. Hey, Kev did a good job as Stone Cold, didn't he?
Yeah. I was giggling my ass off.
You see what he called Sports Live a queer? He said, "What a queer."
All right, so Steven, so to wrap this up, let's just wrap this up and we'll talk.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
All right.
And I'm also gonna be a Bo Dallas type commentator too, by the way, which will be funny.
All right, so this is Matt Ogden, Angry Mark, Tylon, Stephen Rose, Kev's Point of View, and Ferris, and we're all signing out. Peace.
Peace.